Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, even the most fervent of Buhari supporters cannot claim not to be of the view that Malam Buhari is involved in the activities that transpired in Kano State recently. I am speaking of course of the dethronement of the Emir of Kano, Sanusi II, by Ganduje. There's absolutely no way, and I don't think anybody can really put up too strong an argument against this. There's absolutely no way that Ganduje could have taken so big an action without either being directed by Buhari or at least his tacit consent. In fact, I am of the view that he was directed by Buhari, by the way, because there's no way that he would have done that off his own back. It was just too big a thing, because Sanusi, of course, is a national figure and an international figure, and it transcends in terms of impact and in terms of status and gravitas. It transcends above Ganduje. So Ganduje would not have had the audacity to do that unless, of course, he had passed it through Buhari first, or Buhari directed him. So now, with that being the case, guys, I bring you this. Emir Sanusi, APC Chieftain, give reasons Buhari allegedly ordered the removal of Kano monarch. So now an APC insider, but APC, of course, the party that Buhari belongs to. So an APC chieftain giving his view. Again, the headline: Emir Sanusi, APC chieftain, give reasons why Buhari allegedly ordered removal of Kano monarch. So now let's now find out exactly what is going on here. A former presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress APC in the last general election, SKC Ogbonaya, has accused President Muhammadu Buhari of aiding and abetting corruption. The APC chieftain pointed out that Buhari has shown this with the dramatic dethronement of the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II. He also alleged that it is a common knowledge that the president emboldened the governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, whom he described as a virally corrupt governor, to punish a globally celebrated maverick anti-corruption king. He said, therefore, that the denial from Buhari that he had no hand in the Kano Emirate crisis is pure baloney. The dethronement of Sanusi is rooted in Buhari's twin evil of selective justice and vendetta politics. It is a calculated vengeance against Sanusi for his opposing views on Buhari's government. The president merely found a willing accomplice in Ganduje, who is equally determined to take his pound of flesh against Sanusi, Ogbonaya claimed. Lest we forget, there had been no love lost between Sanusi and Ganduje after the governor was seen in a trove of video clips receiving bribes from a contractor and stuffing the proceeds in words of dollars into his pocket. The bribery incident went viral and subsequently provoked worldwide outrage. Nigerians wanted action from both the state and the federal level. Instead of condemning the incident, President Buhari continued to shower stanzas of praises on the rogue governor. It was a mockery of the war against corruption under Buhari. In short, the president's action or inaction is squarely the shameless juncture where the evil trajectory in Kano took a dramatic rise. Even the State House of Assembly, which had commenced investigation of the governor as required by the law, read Buhari's body language and quickly swept the bribery case under the carpet, despite overwhelming evidence. There was never any sign of compunction from Governor Ganduje for his corrupt behavior. As if that was not enough, the chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC, Adams Oshiomhole, landed in Kano within the same time period to pass a vote of confidence on Ganduje, to the chagrin of the Nigerian masses. It did not come as a surprise that the governor was re-elected amidst charges of monumental election rigging by federal government authorities. It did not come as a surprise that Emir Sanusi would be dethroned. It did not come as a surprise that the rogue governor would be allowed to deploy the federal police under the president to banish and place the anti-corruption king under house arrest in clear violation of his fundamental human rights and the Nigerian constitution. The dethronement of Emir Sanusi portends a troubling future. The shameful incident hinges on the growing duplicity in Buhari's war against corruption. It is a growing pattern of war against anti-corruption advocates in the country. It is a war against the common good. So a war against the common good is how this guy finishes it off, and of course I cannot put it any better. Of course it is a war against the decency. It's an ethnic war, a tribal war, a religious war, a war against what is good and proper and righteous within the Nigerian space. In short, a war against the common good. So this is exactly what is going on here, because nobody really understands what is going on with this whole Buhari thing. You completely ignore the Nigerian constitution and detain people outside of the law. You appoint your own tribesmen and loyalists to all of the key positions in the country, something that has never happened in the history of that country before. Even under military regimes, even Abacha, he still had enough of a sense to acknowledge that there has to be federal character in the governance, because if there's no federal character in governance, then the other regions will feel aggrieved and feel as though they are conquered people. But then of course Malam Buhari considers you, the southerner, to be a conquered person. This is exactly the point, and he has been making this point for long enough for it to now resonate, for it to have now sunk into the recesses of your mind. Malam Buhari considers you a conquered person because he believes in this Fulani superiority thing. I don't know where they're getting it from, because I don't really know where they're basing or what they're basing this Fulani superiority thing on. There's nothing in the Fulani history that would suggest that they're superior to anybody. They've always been warlike people, and this is just all they believe in. They believe in the rule of the gun, they believe in the swords, they believe in force, and they're still at that loot and pillage, yes, they're still at that loot and pillage state of evolution, whereas everybody else has settled into communities and are evolving a civilized structure. So these people are still effectively barbarians. So I cannot see now how a barbarian can afford himself any sort of superiority to a civilized person, because to all intents and purposes, these people are barbarians. They lurk in the bushes with their animals. They live this roaming nomadic lifestyle, and they just take anything that is in their way. So nobody really lives like that if you're a human being, because of course you know that not everything that is in your way is yours to take. This is just basic stuff. So if they are taking everything that is in their way, knowing full well that everything that is in their way is not their own, then effectively they are just criminals. So this act of let me not go down that road. Let's just keep the focus on what this guy is saying. So this APC Chieftain now has now come out to list reasons why Buhari would have wanted to get rid of Sanusi. So he's now detailing the reasons why Buhari got rid of Sanusi. But the key reason for me is because Buhari knows that Sanusi is opposed to him, because Sanusi is of the view that Buhari is not suited for the office that he occupies. So this is the thing, because Sanusi never misses the opportunity to say in the public space that, look, integrity is not enough to be a president of in fact, he did say that integrity is not enough to be the president of a country. You need competence as well, and competence actually is more important than integrity when it comes to running a nation. And this is a direct dig, of course, at Buhari, who a lot of people are claiming has integrity, but we now know has no integrity. And a lot of people, of course, I don't think anybody would say that Buhari has any competence. So we know he has no competence. He came in under the guise of having integrity, but we've now discovered that he does not in fact have integrity. So he has no integrity and he has no competence. So what is he doing there exactly is really where the question is. And this is where Sanusi, of course, was guiding the conversation towards. And Buhari, as we know, is a vindictive and a vengeful man. Conversations in the comment section. The APC Chieftain has listed the reasons why Buhari got rid of Sanusi, but what reasons do you feel are responsible for this? Come share thoughts with me in the comment section. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns grey. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what reasons you feel Buhari might have then made that decision to have Sanusi removed in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry on this conversation with you in the comment section. But here, I say peace.